Good day, everyone. In this video, we're going to solve simultaneous equations graphically. First of all, since this is the first video, let's try to discuss first what do you mean by simultaneous equation. When you say simultaneous equations, it means there are two equations. Two equations. Okay, so remember that we have said before that anything in the form of ax plus by equals c is an equation. So in these kind of questions, there are two equations that we need to work with. Now, what do you mean by to solve? To solve means to find the solution. And what is that solution? So for example, you have two lines. Let's say that is the first line, and that is the second line. When you say to solve the equation, you are actually looking for this intersection. So to solve simultaneous equation is just simply finding the point of intersection of the two lines. Take a look, the two lines, when they intersect, it will intersect in only one point. Okay. Oh, there are other possibilities wherein it will intersect with more than one, but later on, it's not part of this coverage. So again, when you say simultaneous equations, meaning to say you are dealing with two equations or the question of two equations, and then when you say solve, it means that you are looking for the solution. When you say solution, it means you are looking for the point of intersection wherein the two lines will actually meet. Okay? In the first video that you have in the first video we have learned, or the video before this, we have learned how to draw the graph. Okay, but before that one, let's try to look at the example. So to start with, let's try to read this question. There are 50 questions in an international math competition. Let me just make it bigger. Okay, for each, so it says there are 50 questions. Let me just write down 50 questions. Okay, and then it says for each correct answer, if the answer is correct, then you have 2 marks. 2 marks will be awarded. For each wrong answer, if the answer is wrong, 1 mark deducted. Okay, deducted meaning to say minus, right? Lily attempts all the questions. So he answered all the questions and gets 70 marks. That is the score that she got. All right. So the question is, okay, so let's try to create simultaneous equations from here. So let's say that the correct answer is represented by x. And let's say that the wrong answer is represented by y. See, since he answered 50 questions in total, and he answered all of it, so we can say that all the questions that he answered correctly plus the questions that he answered wrongly is equal to 50. So this is actually your equation number 1. All right. Now, then it says, she got 70 marks. She answered every correct one, 2 marks. So meaning to say, the points that she got for every correct one is 2 times x. So this is the total, the x is the total number of correct answer. The point that she got for answering correctly is 2x minus the marks, the mistakes, okay? Since it is 1 mark, so therefore that's going to be 1y, and that's equal to 70. So this is equation number 2. So the question here is that how many questions he answered correctly and how many questions he answered incorrectly. So basically we are looking for that x comma y, wherein this x comma y represents to the correct answer, to the correct questions and incorrect questions. Okay? And this time, according to our learning objectives, we're going to solve it graphically. Okay? Now, in the last video or the video prior to this one, we have learned that to get to draw a line, we actually need 2 points. Okay? We actually need 2 points to draw a line. That's what we have learned before, right? So I'm gonna show you how to do it manually, and then later on, let's check using the software. So we only need to get any 2 points, any 2 points. But then there's a strategy wherein you can actually get or where to get the best point. The best point is actually could be taken from this one, that is the y-intercept, and this one, that is the x-intercept. Okay, that is the best point. Why? Because in the y-intercept, the value of your x there is 0. The value of your x there is 0. So finding y will be easier. And in the x-intercept, the value of your y there is 0. So therefore finding x will be easier. So the strategy that we want is this. In equation number 1, we would like to get 2 points. And the 2 points that we will get are the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. So knowing them, then we would be able now to plot the points and draw the line. So let's try to, let me just write it here because my space is not that enough. So let's try to get that x-intercept and y-intercept in this equation 1. Again, what did we say? To get the y-intercept, you get x is equal to 0. Okay, so let x equal 0. So let x equal 0 in the first equation. So therefore, you will have 0 plus y is equal to 50. Okay, it means that y is equal to 50. What does it mean? It means that if this is your x and the y-axis, and let's say each interval here is 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, that's the 50 there. So the 0, 50, if x is 0, y is 50. X is 0, y is 50, that is this one. So this y-intercept is actually that. That is the 50 there. That's the 50. Okay? Now, and then we need to find out the x-intercept. Again, what we have said, to get the x-intercept, you let y is equal to 0. So therefore, let y equals 0 and you need to solve for your x. So in this one then, you have x plus 0 is equal to 50. So as you can see, it turns out that your x is also equal to 50. So meaning if x equals 50, y is 0, we need to locate that point. And that point is actually in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So where is now the line? The line is connecting these 2 points. Okay, so that is now the equation of x plus y is equal to 50. Okay, don't forget that, don't forget. Now, at this time, we will do the same thing for our equation number 2 for this one. And let me just copy that for a while. So we have there 2x minus y is equal to 17. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. So we will get, okay, we are going to get the uh, y-intercept and the x-intercept. To get the y-intercept, we need to let x equals 0 and to solve for the y. Let's try to do that. So we have there 2 times 0 minus y equals 70. So therefore, y is equal to negative 7. Meaning to say, the coordinate if x is 0, y is equal to negative 70. All right? And then we will try now to have the, I think I will just write here. All right? So let's find out the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, you let y is equal to 0. And then you need to find the x. What is that x? So in this one, you have 2x minus 0 is equal to 70. We're just plugging the y equals 0 here. Then it will give you 2x is equal to 70. You divide by 2, your x is equal to 35. So meaning to say the coordinate now is 35 comma 0. So guys, just before we plot this one, the only thing that we are doing here is we need to graph, we need to find 2 points. Okay? So what we're doing right now is we need to find 2 points, and we use these 2 points to draw a line because we want to draw a line and we need to use that 2 points. And the best 2 points that we need, as what I have said, is the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, so this is the thinking process. So this is actually the plan. So that if we have already these, then we can plot and draw. Plot and draw. So after we plot and draw, then now we can solve. Okay, now we can solve. So that's what we are doing right now. And again, to find the x-intercept, we said set y is equal to 0. And to find the y-intercept, we said x is equal to 0. Basically, that's the summary of what we're doing. So let's just try to have a summary. In our equation 1, okay, in our equation 1 again, our x-intercept and y-intercept is, I will just write it down, 0, 50 is the y-intercept, and 50, 0 is the x-intercept. That's the equation number 1. Okay, I'll just put the equation 1. In equation number 2, we have from here 0, negative 70. Okay, 0, negative 70, and 35, comma 0. And we are going to plot this. Okay, we are now going to step number 2, which is to plot. Let me just make my screen a little bit bigger. Okay, move to the right. There we go. So we're gonna draw this in one partition plane. So we can draw a partition plane like that. Okay, and then as you can see 0, 50, 50, 0. Again, this is gonna be we could use by 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this is now the 0, 50. That's the 0, 50. All right. Now let's find the 50, 0. The 50, 0 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the 50, 0. Okay. And now you connect the 2 points. Very simple. This is now the equation 1. Okay, that is now your equation 1. Now let's try to draw, where is this? Where is that one? 0, negative 70. So we need to plot 10, negative 70. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So this is now one of the equation. And 35, 0. So 10, 20, 30, 35. So maybe it's here. And then now you draw a line. Okay? As you can see, the two lines intersect here. Okay? The two lines intersect there. And that is the solution that what we are looking for. That's actually the answer that what we are looking for. It's not that perfect, but I guess it's on 40, 10, because that's on the 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. This seems to be 40 and this seems to be 10. You know, that's the problem with graphing, because it needs to be exact. So if you don't use graphing paper, then the solution will not be that obvious sometimes. So let's try to check here, by the way. So let's try to check. So our first equation, sabi natin, we have said a while ago, sorry, I'm using some Tagalog. I forgot that I'm doing an English video. So x plus y is equal to 50. So let's try to test this, that 40, 10. If x is 40 and y is 10, is it equal to 50? Yes. So therefore, that's really a solution. So let's try to check with the second one. 2x minus y is equal to 7. This is our second equation. So let's see. 2x minus y is equal to 7. When we plug in this one there, will it give you 70? We will check. 2 times 40 minus 10. That is 80 minus 10. That is 70, which is correct with our equation number 2. So therefore, this is really the solution that what we are looking for. So guys, that is how to draw, that is how to solve simultaneous equations graphically. There are only 3 steps. Number 1, we need to get the 2 points for us to be able to draw. And the best point to get or to take are the x-intercept and the y-intercepts. Why? Because they are easy to solve. Can you use other points? Yes, you can use other points. But then for the best to use are these two. And then after that, you take the x-intercept and the y-intercept, you plot, and then you draw them. You plot the points and then you connect, you draw. You plot the points and then you connect. And then to solve. Where did they solve? To solve is the intersection. The point of intersection is that one. So therefore, that is now the solution. Okay? So what I would like you to do is exactly the same thing if you're going to do this. Use graphical method to solve this simultaneous equation. I'm going to show you one more way to do it so you don't get confused, and we will just simply follow this one. Okay? You will follow this step. So again, you write down the equations. So you have x minus 3y is equal to 2. What did it says? Get 2 points. So the x-intercept. So let y is equal to 0. So you have there x minus 3 times 0 is equal to 2. So x equals 2. So the coordinate is 2, comma 0. Okay? Now let's solve for the x-intercept. right? So you let them as x is equal to 0. So the y-intercept, that is the x-intercept. Now we're looking for the y-intercept. So let x be equal to 0. If x equals 0, so for this one, that is 0 minus 3y is equal to 2. All right? So minus 3y equals 2. So you divide by negative 3, 2 over negative 3. So the coordinate of the y is 0, comma, negative 2 over 3. Okay? So that's it. Now, we will now take the second example. In this question, it says 2x minus y equals negative 1. So let me just draw a line. And then we will do the same thing for 2x minus y is equal to negative 1. Again, we will take the x-intercept. So let y is equal to 0. So this will be 2x minus 0. Oops, that's here. 2x minus 0 is equal to negative 1. So 2x equals negative 1. So x equals negative 1 over 2. Okay? And then we will do the same thing up. So the coordinate now is negative 1 half 0. And then we're going to do the same thing for the x-intercept. We let the y-intercept. We let x equal 0. And then we let solve for y. So 2 times 0 minus, okay, y is equal to negative 1. So negative y equals negative 1. So therefore y is equal to 1 because you divide both sides by negative 1. So therefore the coordinate is 0, comma 1. So let's just try to have a summary. So now we're going to draw this all. Okay. So I think I'm gonna use by 0.5. Okay. So I mean I will just draw a bigger one. All right. Then I'll draw like this. That's 1, 2. That's negative 1, negative 2. Guys, in the real exam, you actually need to use graphing paper. Without graphing paper, this may be not that good. But the process is going to be the same thing anyway. So now we're going to draw. It says 2, 0, 2, 0. So meaning to say 2, 0 is this one. That is your coordinate 2, 0. And then you need to plot 0, negative 2 over 3. 0 and negative 2 over 3. So meaning it's somewhere here. 1, 2, here. And then now we're going to draw the 2. We're going to connect the 2. Hopefully. Okay. There you go. All right. And then now you're going to connect. You're going to plot this 2. Now you have negative 1 half 0. So negative 1 half 0 is somewhere here. And then you have 0, comma 1. So 0, comma 1 is this one. All right. Then now we're going to draw that. Okay. And this is now the solution. All right. So guys, in this solution here, that's the one that we actually need to find. Again, that is the burden of using graphing, because the solutions is sometimes not easy to locate. I mean, not easy to approximate, except if you're gonna use except if you're gonna use a graphing paper, or except if you're gonna use a software, right? But that's actually now the solution. Having said that one, Mr. Daniel, Are there any other ways to solve? Yes, of course, there are other ways. Okay. Now, uh, you can just approximate this. This one seems to be negative 1 and 1/3. This one seems to be negative 1.5. I'm not that sure, okay, because I'm not using this. Now, in your activity, you're going to do this one. This is going to be your task, not that one. This is going to be your task, okay? I want you to use the graphing paper and to solve the following simultaneously, and then you're going to upload in Google Classroom. Okay, this is for your task number 3. Using the graphical method, solve the following pairs of simultaneous equations, and there are only 3 simple steps. The first step is to take 2 points, find the x-intercept, the y-intercept. You plot and connect to draw, and then you approximate the intersection. Okay? Now, if your answer is not that perfect, for example, like this one, um, it doesn't matter as long as you can give me the best approximation that you could get. The most important is I will be able to see clearly your solutions. Okay, so please do the task and upload it in our Google Classroom. Have a good day and hope you enjoy. You learned something.